Hi, today I have 5 ways to help you get more meaning from your life. And these I learned from the first shamanic ceremony that I ever went to, which was 20 years ago in Ecuador. So this ceremony was very, very sacred to me. So just to backtrack, I was really fortunate to be able to go. I was a student in Ecuador, and it was really unheard of that they would have a white person at a ceremony like this. It's not like today, it wasn't as accessible. But I just so happened to be with a friend who was going, and I asked him if I could join, and he thought for a while and he consulted with the shaman and said, yeah, you can come, Faye. So this was an experience that really changed my life. It was very sacred to me, but certainly not a secret. And I just discovered it really again the other day in my journal. And this is why it's so amazing to actually record these things, because this is, over 20 years ago. And I have a blow-by-blow account in here of the experience. So I don't want to explain it by blow for you, because if I do so, certainly the magic of it won't enhance anything for you if you were to go and experience a shamanic ceremony for yourself. In fact, by hearing my encounter, it probably would take away a bit from what you would experience. But what I do want to do is share 5 really key points from that ceremony, which were light bulb moments for me. They were like, aha! And they turned kind of the lights on. I could see clearly, and I still hold true to them today. And this is 20 years on, and they really have helped me get more meaning into my life. So I want to share them with you. And so the first one, very simple. Okay, number 1, there is spirit in everything. Everything is sacred. So this became so apparent to me when I stepped into the ceremony. It was in the ceremonial space. Everything, it just seemed to be, vibrating. Everything was blessed. Everything was put there with intention and reason, and it was the ceremony was very focused. We all had an intention in our heart for it, and so it really amplified this aspect. And ever since then, I've tried to bring the sacred into every day. So honor, you always hear about me talking about honoring, honor the sun, honor the rocks, honor the trees, honor the rain, the weather, the plants, the people, everything. And so that is the key thing. There is spirit in everything, and everything is sacred. And once we start treating our world around us as sacred, then that reflects back to us, and we do feel much more connection to the sacredness of life. So that's definitely the first one. The second one is very linked to that, but it is honor Mother Earth and all of her gifts. So I feel a really deep connection to Mother Earth, and I think it really did start for me 20 years ago when it was at this it's a big reminder for me when I was connected into that ceremony. In the ceremony, we were dedicating and blessing Pachamama, who in Latin America is that's the name of Mother Earth. And ever since then, I've really been just like this first one, really thanking the sun for shining, thanking Mother Earth for everything that she gives us, and thanking her for her support and her nourishment. So just to pause for a moment and think, the clothes you wear are from plants. They're created from Mother Earth. Okay, cotton, silks, even wool from sheep, and and they're feeding on plants. The food we eat, the breath we take, and our shelter is all from Mother Earth. So we really have to hold in our hearts this gratitude and really start honouring Mother Earth, because sometimes really our actions are just quite the opposite. Okay, so again, the world becomes more sacred once we start honouring and giving our gratitude. So the third one is really simple again. There is power in ceremony and ritual. There is power in the process of creating ritual around things and really bringing blessed ceremony and prayers to your intentions. So we were gathered together in this ceremony, and we had such focus and intent, and the space was blessed and prepared in such a meaningful way that it carried great strength and power, and it was just like pulsing through the space, and it was so powerful. And it made me realize at the time, well, wow, what do I do in my life that has any type of sacred sacred power or place to it. And so this for me changed. This for me helped me start to be, you know what, I can be more present when I do things. I can bring more ritual and meaning to just a simple act of, putting out my laundry and doing the washing up. If I bring my focused attention to it and my intention, then I'll get actually more out of being of doing this task than if I was just, making everything suck. Don't make it suck, make it sacred, and then it carries much more meaning for you. So the fourth thing, which after the ceremony was like, oh, okay, left me really questioning, was there is more than one reality. Okay, this reality that we think we're living in, is it really real? When we have a dream, when we wake up from a dream after an evening's sleep, and we can just be woken up and we've been transported somewhere completely different. Even sometimes our bodily sensations and smells, we can really feel that we have been transported into another time, into the dream time. And so in this shamanic ceremony, it was such a shape-shifting, mind-bending experience that even though, my body knew that I was in the room with everybody else in the ceremony, I wasn't in the jungle being chased by the jaguar. I wasn't actually seeing those birds, but I was seeing those birds, for example. So it really opened my eyes to what is real, what isn't real, what do I think is real, what are these walls that I think are containing me, and can I bring them down? What reality can I create for me? So it really left me questioning, and can I change my own reality? And obviously now, over 20 years later, I'm like, yes, I can. And I'm really excited about manifesting a better reality for myself and other people. So that is, again, something for you to think about, start questioning. Is this really real? And if I don't like my reality, well, what can I do to change it? What tiny step can I do today to change my reality? So the final thing I wanted to share with you about the ceremony and about the way it left me feeling was really this sense of being that we're all connected. And we are all supported by something that's so much greater than we are. So the ceremony had a vibrant, animated, and such a magical buzz because of this sacred intention and everybody present. And it really helped me feel connected to this cosmic web of life. And obviously now in my own shamanic practice, I connect into that, many, many times a day. But this presence of feeling connected, it gives you a greater sense of, for me, a greater sense of calm, compassion for my fellow community, fellow mankind on this earth with me. I felt a sense of relief that I was actually supported by something so much greater than me. And also it gives you this responsibility of feeling that, your actions, do not happen in isolation. You ripple, you kind of make a ripple here, and it does ripple out into the cosmos, affecting other people. And this really again opened my eyes, and I thought, oh, I hadn't really thought about that, and I hadn't really necessarily opened my heart in that way to others. I think for a long time I operated just thinking, oh, no one really knows who I am, I'm just doing my own thing, and I was quite shy. But this really opened my heart in a very compassionate way, and actually it really filled me up with a sense of belonging, actually. And I felt really the power of that unity, that when we are acting for the greater whole, when we are acting as one, then there is great power and we can achieve great things. So I remember walking out of this ceremony, and I had no idea of how long we'd been in there. It had been an all-night ceremony. I'd been totally lost in this other world, and it was really incredibly magical. And I walked out of there, and it felt like my eyes were open for the first time. Everything looked so vivid. My heart was bursting in my chest, and it was really the most, amazing magical experience. And so really, it did change me forever, in that big sort of way that an experience like that does. But what's so interesting is that, because of the way life is, it doesn't, you do one amazing experience like that, and it takes a while really for it to sink in and make changes, because you know what life's like. We go off in one direction and then we go in another direction and then we wiggle around. We don't always go in straight lines. We love repeating mistakes and we get back to square one again. It takes me a while anyway to learn from my past and learn from my mistakes. So I suppose what I'm saying is one ceremony and one experience like that was certainly not like a quick fix to all of the challenges and issues that I wanted to overcome. But yeah, it was an amazing experience. So I want to just recap those 5 things for you. So the first one was there is spirit in everything. Everything is sacred. The second one is honor Mother Earth and all of her gifts. The third one that was there is power in ceremony and ritual. So get, charging up your life with intention, with prayer, and creating sacred space for yourself and for the tasks that you have to do. The fourth one was there is more than one reality. So again, question, if things aren't going the way you like, start questioning, how can I change this? What can I do? How can I change the way I feel about it? How can I can change the way I perceive it? Okay, and the fifth one was we are all connected and there is power in community. So anyway, I hope you have enjoyed that whistle-stop tour of the first ever shamanic ceremony that I was lucky enough to be present in. For more things like this, just go to fayejohnston.com and that's where you'll find me. And I also do one-to-one treatments via Skype too. Okay, take care, bye.